Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be playing some MekHQ. I forgot to get that light, one sec. There we go. That was just causing some pretty nasty backlighting, so I wanted to take care of that. Also, I did just turn the AC down a bit. It was a bit warm in here, so that should run for a few minutes and then it'll be done, and then hopefully it doesn't kick back on again. The weather's actually been really nice today. And hello, Varank. It is glad to have you back. I am glad to have you back. It is good. So picking up where we had left off, we had... Where was the recon incomplete? I saw recon incomplete, but I don't know what hex it was. Anyway, we do have a battle pending for today. That is going to be Tonga Lance. That is Tugyu in the Stalker, Hoser in the Awesome, Ash in the Archer, and Tsubasa in the Blackjack. We've got a House Officer, a 5/6, and a Wasp, which we are going to be tasked with keeping alive, so hopefully that doesn't go terribly. The enemy Op4, they do have us on some battle value. They've got almost 15,000 points to our 9,000 points. So we might see what we're going to do about that. They do have a 3/4 and a Locust 2C, and I have said before, the Locust 2C is not a fair mech. This is not the variant I thought it was, though. This is definitely doable. Yeah, we can deal with the Locust 2C3, I guess. We've got an Oust Scout B, 7JB, that has an active probe and a medium laser. Not much of a threat there. We've got a Nighthawk 2Q, which has a medium pulse and an ER large, and a standard large, so we've got a little over 20 damage coming out of that thing. A Hoplite 4BB, I'm guessing that's a Royal variant. ERPBC, LRM-15 with Artemis and 2 tons of ammo, and an AMS, and an ECM. Shadowhawk 2C with a 2.5 pilot that has a pair of medium pulses, a pair of streak 2s, another pair of streak 2s, so a total of 8 streak SRMs, and an ER small and an ER medium. So 3 mediums and a small and 8 SRMs. Not terrible. 1-3 and a Hussar 200D, which has an ER large laser and paper thin armor. So here's another Locust 2C3 with a pair of small pulses and an ER large. And a Crab 27B Royal variant with the double heat sinks and the ER large laser in each arm, and a medium laser and a small laser, naturally. We also have allied aircraft. We've got a pair of Shilones, a 17R and a 17AC. We've got artillery, and we've got allied naval units, including 3 Mauna Keas and a monitor. Keep that Shadowhawk at range. I mean, yeah, he's got the medium pulses, which have, what, 4, 8, 12 range brackets. They've got the Streak SRMs, which is 4, 6, 4, 8, 12. ER medium, I think, has the same range bracket as an Inner Sphere large, so if we can keep him at outside of 5 to 6 hexes, we should be alright. This is just a straight up battle. Oh man, these Shilones are going to be in real danger of falling out of the sky if they take any damage at all, with a piloting of 6 and a piloting of 7. What map are we on? Wooded Swamp on a moonless night with moderate snowfall. I think that favors us. Let's check it out. We're deploying in the southeast. Our house officers deploying in the southeast. Primary Op4 in the northwest. Southeast edge, any. What kind of map are we looking at? Okay. So some water, not a lot. We do have at least one reroll. We have two rerolls, so we could turn it into a daylight situation and bring up the water level. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll use one reroll. Wait, moonless night. I thought it was full moon. Moonless night. Okay, let's reroll moonless night. We've got daylight, and then we'll bump up the amount of water so that our naval units can have a little bit of maneuverability. So that's one reroll right there. And then the other reroll we're going to use to bump the lakes up to medium. Okay, okay. There's still plenty of woods, some elevation. Not a lot of elevation, but some. And we'll be deploying in the southeast. They're deploying in the northwest. So it looks like it is going to be kind of a close range battle with all the woods and everything. Hopefully our naval units can soak up some damage. But yeah, Van Wolf, can we change their camo? Van Wolf. Let's make them this Beta Galaxy brown and red. That actually looks really similar to our Free Rasselhog units. Okay. So the Thumpers and the Karnov are going to be off board, so it doesn't really matter what they look like. We've got... Alright, who is the big bad according to the point value? We've got the Shadowhawk 2C with the 2.5 pilot at 2,400 points. Followed by the Locust 2C with a 1-2 pilot at nearly 2,000 points. Okay, those guys... Neither one should be super tough. The Hoplite is going to be pretty tough. The Crab is going to be pretty tough. The Hussar and the Locusts are not going to be tough at all. Alright, let's see what we can do. Oh, we get to deploy minefields? Sure, let's go here. With a density of 30. We'll go here with a density of 30. Just all the places that I think they might be trying to get through on their way to come find us. Alright, so just a little bit of a minefield there, just to slow them down a little bit. We've won initiative, for what that's worth. There's a lot of units on our team, or a lot of sub-teams on our team. Okay, so we can start off actually as high as like the halfway point of the map. If they start off as far to the south as they can, we might actually only have this much distance between us. Let me start with, this is Ash's Archer, which has the medium lasers, and she has Range Master medium. Okay, so yeah, she's not wanting to get super close. So we will start her here and have her bounce up this way. Alright, with eyes on nobody yet, let's go ahead, we'll pop the blackjack over here. We'll pop the stalker maybe a little further south. No. I don't want the stalker to be in the thick of things with all those medium lasers. That way and up this way maybe. And Hoser's ride. Hoser needs somewhere where he can stand back and just shoot things. I'm thinking step 1, level -1. That's level 0. Should be able to make that in one move. So we will start him here. No, yeah, we're gonna start him a little further back so that he can cover kind of this kind of area here. And hopefully we'll be able to keep that Shadowhawk at bay. Okay, so we've got some units deploying kind of all around us on the south side and the north side of us. Not seeing any enemies yet. Needs a 2, shouldn't be a problem. Tsubasa, we jump into these woods. Oh, we've got eyes on some guys. We've got a Locust 2C who wandered into a minefield. We've got a Locust 2C that hasn't, a Hussar and a Nighthawk. Nighthawk, remind me, had 2 large lasers and a medium pulse. And is fairly fast at 6'9". He's going to be hard to knock down with the 4-3 pilot, but he's not the best shot, and he doesn't have a ton of armor. Okay, so Ash, can we avoid getting stuck? We would need a 4. I think that's rotate chance. It's not the path I had originally intended, but times they have changed. Locust 2C3, number 120, takes 30 points of damage to the right and left legs, leaving it with 1 internal structure on both of those. Ash needed a 4, got a 7. The Locust, for taking 20 plus damage, needs a 5, gets a 12. So he could have fallen down and broken his leg if he had rolled more poorly. Hoser has eyes on nobody. Tsubasa has eyes on the Nighthawk, maybe? On 13, so that's not going to happen. Like, scooch this down a little bit so we can see more of the map. There we go. Okay, so Blackjack is not firing anything, Ash is not firing anything, the Stalker has some LRMs that might be in range. Outside of visual and sensor range. Okay, well, we've got no targets. This Mauna Kea is taking a PPC hit to the turret, but is otherwise undamaged and unfazed. Everyone's still at 0 heat, and everyone will probably continue to stay pretty cool, considering that we're dropping an extra 2 heat per turn from the weather. We've got our Shilones deploying on round 5. We've lost initiative going into round 2. We've got Thumpers landing next turn. Alright, Hoser making his way across the water at what amounts to a running pace for him. Oh, looks like they've got something with some ECM. Can we get eyes on that thing? Doesn't look like we can. Or can we? It's gonna be medium range. Run. Yeah, we'll do that. We've got a point of evasion. We're in the heavy woods. And that is a hoplite. Ash, move to intercept. Hoplite is a pretty big bet if I recall. That one had the PC. PPC and an LRM-15, yeah. It's an ECM, AMS. Just all that good stuff. Stalker. We'll start moving up this way, I think. Okay, so they've got a handful of lights. Hoplite needs a 4 to not get stuck, gets an 8. Lost Scout jumped and got stuck, like an idiot. I saw the Shadowhawk for a second. Artillery does no good. Let's see, it looks like Ash is taking fire. It looks like our Mauna Kea is taking fire. We've got the Hussar outside of visual range. Dang it. Everything else is out of weapons range. BB Boy 66, hello, welcome back. Glad you could make it. We are currently in a pitched battle scenario, and they've brought a ton of lights, which honestly probably doesn't scare me as much as it should. The hoplite has a PPC, but other than that, I'm not seeing a lot of head capping potential here. Tsubasa has eyes on the Hussar on 11s. We might as well take those shots. Ash is not in range yet. And the Stalker also probably not in range. '19s, '17s, yeah, no. That's basically not in range. Alright, did we land one of our 11s? The Talon at the Mauna Kea, missing on 9s and 11s. The Hussar hits Ash in the right torso with an ER large laser, needed an 8, got an 11. The Nighthawk at the Mauna Kea hits it in the rear with an ER large laser. Gets a +2 bonus on its breach, on its crit chance for the motive system. Tsubasa missed both of his shots. The Shadowhawk at the Mauna Kea hits it in the rear, hits it in the right side, causes minor motive system damage. All the SRMs miss. The Nighthawk hits the Mauna Kea and the turret for 8. Lost Scout misses. The Locust 2C hits the Mauna Kea on the right side with an ER large. It's down to 30 armor there, and a small pulse to the right side, critting on the engine and immobilizing the Mauna Kea. Well, dang. Small pulse at extreme range for 1 point of damage is all it takes sometimes. Locust 2C shooting at Tsubasa, missing on a 9. The Mauna Kea at the Lost Scout, glancing a blow off its left torso with the autocannon 10, 5 points to the left torso, leaving it with 4 armor. Looks like everyone's at 0 heat still. We've lost initiative, and in fact, looks like we are going first. So that's fun. This is what, round 3? Artillery phase. Hoser, can we get to where we can see something? Tsubasa. Tsubasa might want to just stay put and take shots at the hoplite. It is medium range, which is base 6. He ran 1 for a TMM of 0. We might not get a better shot at him. He does have more damage than us with the PPC and the LRMs. He also has more damage than Tsubasa at 55 to 45. Let's see if we can get Ash in here. Get her to medium range. Okay, so she's gonna need 3s because medium for her is short. So 3, 4, 5 for running. 6, 7, 8 for woods, I think. Regardless, we're gonna take some pot shots at the hoplite. He is gonna be our target this turn. Tsubasa will stay put. Man, they have so many movement points. I need to get the Stalker and Hoser into position where they can get their firepower to bear. Because right now, we're in danger of getting overwhelmed. Okay. Ostscout breaks free of the terrain. Nighthawk moving backwards needs a 4, gets a 4. So he almost tripped over his own feet, but he succeeded. Artillery. Nighthawk takes 5 to the center torso rear, which breaches his armor, crits on his large laser and his gyro. So yeah, the Nighthawk is going to be much less of a threat now with a large laser down. And the gyro is going to make him a lot easier to knock over. Hoser has eyes on maybe the crab. Nope, outside of visual range. See, the Stalker has eyes on nobody, it looks like. Yep, no. No targets available. Tsubasa with the 2 large lasers is going to be the next to go. He's got a pair of 7s on the hoplite. And we'll throw in a pair of 11s just to keep the heat sinks working. Ash at the Hussar, you came here to get 7s, and 7s you shall get. Maybe we can knock him down. We've got... Actually, we can do a dual target. We can do the medium lasers on the Hussar on 7s. And we've got the small pulse lasers at the Ostscout on 10s. And we'll go 4 heat over for those. Alright, let's see how this pans out. The Talon hits Ash in the left torso with a PPC down to 13 and a medium laser to the left leg. Ouch. The Hussar hits Ash in the center torso with a large laser down to 24. The Nighthawk hits the Mauna Kea in the turret with its ER large laser. Tsubasa missing on 7s and 11s. The Shadowhawk at the Mauna Kea hits it in the front, hits it in the rear. Hits it in the rear some more. Some streak SRMs to the right side, causing it more motive system damage, causing the machine gun to malfunction. Critical hit on machine gun, immobile again. Ash at the hoplite hits it in the left arm for 5, hits it in the left leg for 5, hits it in the center torso and the right torso for 5 each. That is 20 damage from her. Small pulse lasers at the Ostscout hits it for 1 damage to the CT because it's a glancing blow, leaving it with 12 armor. The Nighthawk at the Mauna Kea hits it in the right side with a large and a ER large. Wait, didn't he hit on his large laser like before this phase? The Ostscout missing on an 8, the Locust 2C missing on 8s and 10s, the Crab at the Mauna Kea hits it in the right side and finally breaches and sinks the Mauna Kea. The Locust 2C at Ash hits her in the center torso with a Clan ER large laser for 10, down to 14 armor there. And the Hoplite hits her with an ER PPC to the left arm down to 12. Ash took 40 plus, needs a 5, gets a 5. The Hoplite needs a 4, gets a 5. Oof. That was rough. Tsubasa is at 2 heat, Ash is at 4, the Shadow Hawk is at 7 heat. I guess is a good thing, because it means he won't be able to do that to us next turn. We've won initiative, but we are not going first in our team. Or we are not going first in our team. We've got the primary alpha down to 94.97% of their forces, 2 with heavy damage. We've got 97.84% of our forces left. So things are going well-ish. Thumpers will be landing next turn. Alright. What can we do? Poser, can we get eyes on somebody, anybody? We've got eyes on the Hussar. That should be good. So that's 2, 3, 4 for running. 5, 6 for his walk. So I'm thinking we're going to need 6s to hit the Hussar with the PPCs, which works for me. Let me check the Stalker as well. Get him into 6 hex range, which is not great for his lasers, but not bad for the LRMs. We're also in heavy woods there, so that's pretty defensive. Tsubasa. We tried to reconvene over here. Try to get a little bit more continuity to the unit. The Ost Scout has gotten into melee range of the Stalker, and he jumped 7 for a TMM of 4, so he's not going to be an easy target. That said, if we miss a kick, we only need to make a 5. So that's not terrible. This is heavy woods and a swamp. This is light woods. This is heavy woods. I want to go for the hoplite some more if we could, but he is pretty tough and we are pretty hurt. Maybe it is time to back up. We've still got him at medium range. We're not evasive, but at least we're in some woods. Oh, we critted on his LRM, so he only has the PPC left. If we can crit on that, that would be fantastic. Hussar, moving backwards, needs a 3, gets an 11. Thumper lands on the hoplite for 5 to the right leg, down to 21 armor there. And that hoplite is tough, and it's confusing me a little bit because the Hussar is not tough. So let's see what we can do here. We can 5s. I was thinking I was going to be a little bit higher than that. I will take 5s. I will take a bunch of 8s. Yeah. Okay, that puts us 4 heat over, which is fine. Let me see, the Stalker next. Has the Ost Scout on 13s, has the Hussar on 11s. We might as well take some 11s then. We'll throw in one of the SRMs. And then the LRMs on 10s. We'll do all 4 of them. That'll put us at 3 heat over with the targeting, or with the combat computer. Battle computer, combat computer, whichever one it is. Tsubasa at the Hussar on 9s, or at the Locust 2C on 12s. And Ash is taking the brunt of everyone's fire this turn. We might be about to lose someone. We'll take a pair of 9s on the Hussar. That'll leave us 2 heat over. Ash at the Hoplite on 5s. That is a really good shot for her. And I wish I had something in small laser range because she has these unused heat sinks. We're jammed. I didn't see anything terrible. Alright, the Talon hits Ash in the left arm with a PC. She's down to 2 there. The Hussar hits Ash in the center torso for 8. She's down to 6. Nighthawk missing on 11. The Ost Scout hits the Stalker in the right leg for 5. The Locust missing on 6s and 10s. Hoser at the Hussar hits it in the head with his first shot, and it does not have the armor to survive a headshot from a PPC. Everything else misses on 5s and 8s, except for 2 medium lasers. But yeah, that is a kill for Varenk. The Crab missing on 10s, the Stalker missing on 11s and 10s, the Locust hits Ash in the right torso with an ER large laser. Down to 5 armor there. Tsubasa at the Hussar hits it in the left arm, which transfers into the left torso, but it's already dead. The Hoplite hits Ash in the right leg with a PPC. She's down to 20. Ash at the Hoplite hits him in the left torso, left leg, center torso, left leg again, center torso again, left torso again, left arm. Down to single digits on the left torso and left arm. Ash took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets a 7. The Hoplite took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets a 6. And the Stalker is apparently getting punched or kicked by the Ost Scout. Kick with left leg needs a 7. We can kick him on an 11. If we hit, that would be fantastic, but we're more likely to fall down than we are to hit. Yeah, he kicked us in the left leg for 7. We're down to 23. We missed our kick. We need a pair of 5s to stay standing. We get a 7 and a 12. Hoser is at 4 heat. Tsubasa is at 2. The Stalker is at 3 heat. Everyone else is running cool. We've got them down to 85% of their forces. They've got us down to 95% of ours. Alright. Let's see. Artillery incoming. Alright. Hoser. Can we get where we can see the hoplite? Maybe? Medium range. Yeah, I think I like that. At a walk. Tsubasa will jump into, is that swamp? That isn't. We're not jumping. We can jump into these heavy. That still gives us eyes on the hoplite, if not much else. And Ash will back up into these heavy woods and hopefully not take too much more damage. Not going to be dishing out a lot of damage this turn, but that is fine. The armor diagram is looking pretty red. The right arm and left leg are still pretty strong, but that's about it. So yeah, we'll move backwards into those heavy woods. And the Ost Scout, closing with him. Her. Stalker will walk forwards and take pot shots at the hoplite at a range of what? 8 hexes? Dang, that's medium range for everything. Except for the things that it's long range. Wasp. Our house officer jumps into bogged down terrain and gets stuck. That is fine, whatever keeps him out of the action. Artillery misses, as it does. We've got air support on the field now. So hopefully that is going to turn the tide. We've got firing on the Locust. We've got the Shadowhawk firing on one of the Shilones. Alright, Hoser has the Talon on 6s, has the Hoplite on 3s. The Talon has an ERPPC and 2 medium lasers. The Hoplite has an ERPPC. The Talon has no more than 20 armor anywhere. The Hoplite has not much more than 20 armor anywhere at this point. Go for the easier shots. Try to cripple this Hoplite. Get him off the field. We'll do the large laser on a 5. No, we'll do 3 mediums on 7. That puts us at 4 heat over. Tsubasa has the Hoplite on 9. That puts us 1 heat over. Ash has the Talon on 9s because that's her medium range basically. We are going to torso twist so that we can get our hatchets into the action. 9s versus 10s on the Ost Scout. Yeah, we'll take all of the 9s. That's 7, that's an 11. Yeah, we'll take a couple of 7s as well. We'll go 3 heat over to burn all the lasers. And the Stalker at the Hoplite has the Hoplite on 9s, has the Talon on 10s. That's going to be 9s and 11s. We'll skip a couple of the medium lasers. We'll do the SRMs and we'll do all the LRMs. That'll put us 3 heat over. Oh, the Hoplite went prone. That's a good sign. The Talon missing with a 9. 2 medium lasers do connect to the right arm and center torso. Ash's center torso is down to 1. The Shylone hits the Locust 2C in the right leg. It's down to 6 armor there. The Shylone takes 8 damage to the aft, which does not crit. The other Shylone missing on 10s. The Shadowhawk missing the Shylone on 12s. The Ost Scout missing on an 8, the Mauna Kea missing on 10s and 12s. Hoser at the Hoplite hits him in the left arm with a PPC, the right leg, and the center torso. Left arm is down to 7 structure, center torso is down to 1 armor. Medium lasers to the center torso, critting on his gyro, his engine, and his ECM suite, down to 15 structure. 4 damage to the left leg, 4 damage to the head, forcing his first consciousness check. So that was all 3 medium lasers and all 3 PVCs connecting, including a total of 4 crits. That is amazing rolling there. That was highly effective. Now the left arm, is that where he kept the LRMs? Okay, so his PVC is unaffected. Hoser don't like mechs starting with the letter H tonight. Apparently not. The Crab at the Shylone hits it in the nose twice for 16, down to 44 armor there. Tsubasa at the Hoplite hits it in the center torso. It's down to 7 structure, but no crit. The Locust 2C at the Shylone missing on a 6. Ash at the Talon hits him in the left leg for 5. Hits him in the center torso for 3. Hits him in the right arm and right leg for 3 more each. The Hoplite landing a PPC on Ash's right torso. It goes internal, leaving her with 10 structure. The Stalker at the Hoplite missing on 9s and 11s. LRM 5s lands on the left leg for 3 and the left arm for 3, down to 4 structure on that left arm. Ash needs a 4, gets an 11. The Hoplite, with the gyro hit and the 40 plus damage, needs an 8. Takes 6 damage to the center torso, leaving it with 1 structure, and the pilot narrowly avoids taking damage. Needs an 8, gets a 10. Ash. Can we hatch it? 2 hits, 6 damage, 15? Yes. I like those odds. And we hit him in the... No, he punched us in the right torso, down to 6 structure. We hatchet him in the right torso twice, which blows off his right arm, transfers into the center torso, leaves him with 9 structure. It took 20 plus damage, needs a 5, gets an 8. That Ost Scout is in rough shape. 9 internal structure on his center torso. Hoser is at 4 heat, Tsubasa is at 1, Ash is at 3, Stalker is at 3, everyone else, all of the enemies, I mean, are running cool. The Shylone needs an 8 to stay in the air, gets an 8. So, that was nearly a bad thing. We've won initiative, and in fact we are going last. We're at 95% of our forces. Primary Op 4 is at 81% of theirs. Local naval units are down to 79.76% of theirs. So it sucks to be them. Alright, Thumper landing next turn. Alright, Hoser. That is Swamp. This is not. We will walk forward. We won't have much in the way of targets this turn. But hopefully it'll set us up better for next turn. Locust 2C has done a bad. We can get him into medium laser range of the Stalker. Shouldn't bring a boat to a mech battle. No, I guess not. Let's see. Tsubasa. We jump you here where we can take on the Ost Scout maybe. That is heavy woods, it is not swamp. Let's go ahead. Turn this way just in case, but we can torso twist and catch him with everything. He's going to be hitting us on the right side with his 1 laser, which I'm not too worried about. Ash actually wants to catch him at medium range. That does mean exposing her right side to that Locust and the Hoplite. Where can we go where they won't see us? Alright, that, looks like the Locust can still see us. Looks like the Hoplite can still see us. Hopefully they've got bigger fish to fry. It gives us the Talon at medium range, which is right where we like to see it, and we're on his left side, which is his strong side, it looks like. Alright, but we are in heavy woods at least, so there's that. Hoplite successfully stands. Hoplite successfully runs with a gyro. Nighthawk, moving backwards over an elevation change, needs a 3, gets a 9. Alright. Thumper Artillery does nothing but converts a light wood to a rough hex. That must have been right there. Hoser has the Shadowhawk on 9s, has the Crab on 4s. I think that's an easy choice to make. We'll do the 4s and we'll throw in a 7 to be 3 heat over. Tsubasa, you were going to take shots at the Ost Scout on 11s. Maybe not. The Locust on 12s, the Hoplite on 11, Shadowhawk on a 15, Locust on a 13. No, it looks like 11 might be our best bet. We'll keep one of the ER larges out of the action so that we can fire all the mediums and be 1 heat over. Ash at the Talon on 9s. Aye. Well, maybe we'll land a couple of those, hopefully. If not, we'll be okay. The Locust from the Stalker on 11s. That'll be both the larges, that'll be all the mediums. That'll be both SRMs, and that puts us 2 heat over. It's not a great shot, but it's a shot. And the Locust 2C goes prone. The Talon hits Hoser in the right torso with a PPC down to 14 armor there. And a medium laser to the same location knocks us down to 9. The Mauna Kea misses the Nighthawk on 9s and 11s. The Nighthawk hits the Shylone in the nose, down to 36 armor there. The Shadowhawk 2C hits the Shylone in the aft for 7, down to 21 armor there. And the left wing and the aft with SRMs. Our House Officer misses the Talon on a 12. The Nighthawk misses the Shylone on an 8. The Shylone misses the Nighthawk on 10s. The Locust 2C misses the Stalker on 8s. Hoser at the Crab hits it in the center torso and the right torso, down to 10 and 6 armor in those locations. Another couple turns like that and the Crab will be really hurting. The Crab at the Shylone hits it in the right wing with both large lasers, down to 28 armor and critting on his avionics. The Blackjack at the Ostscout misses with everything. The Locust missing on a 7. Ash at the Talon on 9s missed with all 8. The Stalker at the Locust hits it in the right arm with a large laser. Medium laser to the left leg transfers into the left torso. And a glancing blow to the right arm. Crab needs a 6, gets a 9 to stay standing. The Locust 2C automatically falls because he lost a leg. Takes 3 damage to the left leg, which transfers to the left torso, leaving him with 4 armor. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot. Gets the 9, barely. Alright, we've cooled down a little bit. Hoser's down to 3. Stalker is down to 2, Blackjack is down to 1, and Ash is down to 0. All of the enemies are also running cool. The Shylone is out of control because it took an avionics hit. Among other things. Actually, any of these modifiers by themselves would have been enough to make him fail that roll. He needed a 9, he got a 6. He lost 1 elevation. But hopefully he doesn't crash. Hopefully he can pull out of that. We're at 94.25%. Primary outpour is at 76.5%. Alright, the Karnov and the Thumpers will be landing in 1 turn. Alright, Hoser. If we go there, no. I want to be in the heavy woods. Ash, I want you in the heavy woods as well. I want you to have a little bit of evasion. Tsubasa, can we chase down this Ostscout? Is he in? No, he is crippled and withdrawing. Okay, so he's going to be gone next turn. Let's see. Night Locust, Crab, and Nighthawk. Heavy Woods. Let's go here. That gives the Nighthawk at short range. And he was not super evasive. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see, the Stalker is gonna need to make a couple of checks, but I think we should... Oh, pair of 6s. Let's see if we can't bog down. Locust tries to stand and falls on his left torso rear, takes 3 damage, goes internal. Needs an 11 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 10. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 4. Shadowhawk 2C walks into a minefield, takes 30 damage to the right and left leg, down to 5 armor in both of those locations. The Ostscout needs a 3 for entering water, gets a 10. The Stalker needs a pair of 6s, gets an 8 and a 7. Shylone flies off the map, and the Shadowhawk took 20 plus, needs a 6, gets a 7. The crab takes 5 to the right torso from artillery fire. He's down to 1 armor there. Stalker taking some fire from the Nighthawk and the other Nighthawk. So that explains why one of them lost its laser and didn't, and the other one still had both of his lasers. I get it now. Oh, we've got the crab on 6s. Got the Shadowhawk on 10. We'll do the crab on 6s. Maybe we can get a puncture in. And an 8. That puts us 3 heat over. That's fine. Tsubasa at the crab on 9s. We've got the Nighthawk on 8s. Got the Locust 2C on 9s. That'll be a pair of 8s, I think. And we'll throw in a 10 just because it's cold out. Ash has shots at the Talon on 8s. So we'll go ahead and unload all of those, and then the small pulses on 6s. So let's go ahead and burn all of our heat for that. That puts 4 over. And the Stalker has the crab on 12s. Not great. Has the Nighthawk on 13s. Has the Locust on 7s. He's prone and adjacent. He's not evasive. The kick is probably all we need. We've got the Hoplite on 10s, but he's in retreat. We've got the crab on 12s, but that's really all we've got. So we'll take the 12 shots that we can, and then we'll take some 8 shots at the Locust. And hopefully that is all it takes to kill the Locust. If it not, we'll just step. The Talon hits the Wasp in the left arm with a PPC, which transfers into the left torso, down to 3 armor. 2 medium lasers to the left and right legs, leaving him with 0 armor in both of those locations. The Wasp returns fire, missing on 9s. The Nighthawk at the Stalker missing on 12s, the Nighthawk missing the Stalker on an 11, the Ost Scout missing the Mauna Kea on an 11, the Stalker 2C, or the Locust 2C hits the Stalker in the right torso with a small pulse laser. Hoser at the crab hits it in the left torso with 2 PPCs, leaving it with 8 structure. The crab missing the Stalker on 11s, Tsubasa at the Nighthawk hits him in the left leg for 8, down to 7 armor there. Locust 2C needs a 9 to hit Tsubasa, gets a 5. Ash at the Talon hits it in the center torso and the right leg. Hits it in the right leg again, down to 3. The left arm is down to 7. The right arm is down to 4. And the small pulse lasers to the center torso down to 6. The left leg down to 8. And the right arm down to 1. The Stalker at the crab missing on 12s, and at the Locust on 8s hits it in the right arm with a medium laser, hits it in the left arm with a medium laser, 4 SRMs, destroying the right arm, transferring into the left torso down to 2 armor there. The crab needs a 6 to stay standing, gets an 8. The Wasp took 20 plus damage, needs a 7, gets a 4, takes 2 damage to the left torso rear, which strips it. Needs a 7 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 6. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets an 8. The Talon needs a 6 to stay standing, gets an 8. I would have liked to knock down either the Talon or the crab. We will just have to settle for kicking the crap out of the Locust on a 5. Is it the kill? Talon kicks the Wasp in the right leg, which destroys it and transfers into the right torso rear, which goes internal but doesn't get the crit. The Stalker at the Locust hits it in the right torso, which transfers into the center torso, leaving it with 4 armor. But that is not a kill. 15 damage to a Locust 2C, and it already missing a leg. And it wasn't the kill. That's unfortunate. Hoser is at 3 heat. Tsubasa and Ash are both at 4. Stalker is at 2 heat. Everyone else is running really cool. Alright. So we've won initiative, but we're basically going first. The Shylone is deploying in round 12. We're down to 94% of our forces. The primary op 4 is down to 73% of theirs. Artillery is going to come down and hit the Stalker, maybe? Question mark. We'll see. Okay, the Locust eject. So that's good. We can have yeah, that works for me. Hopefully we don't take any artillery fire. We're not in the woods, but we do have heavy armor. So there's that. Ash. Can we protect the wasp at all? I'm trying to get to where I can see the crab. Actually, the crab hasn't moved yet, so there's no reason for that. The Shadowhawk jumped 6 for a TMM of 3. Is still fresh aside from his legs. And he's also in heavy woods, so we're gonna have a real hard time hitting him this turn. We might try to line up a shot for next turn. Yeah. Tsubasa still in relatively good shape. We can take some shots at the Nighthawk or the Shadowhawk, one or the other. We'll go ahead and move into those woods. And Ash would like to wait for the Talon, but Talon won initiative. So we're just gonna back up and try to catch him when he goes for the Wasp. Locust destroyed by ejection. Wasp tries to stand and falls on his left torso. Needs an 11 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 7. Oscout flees the battlefield. Nighthawk 122 tries to enter 2 swamp hexes, needs a 4 and a 4, gets a 5 and a 7. Alright, Karnov hits the Stalker in the left torso, hits Pilot Daryl for 10 damage, kills Pilot Daryl. Friendly artillery destroyed our searchlight, that's a bummer. Let's see, Hoser, what shots do we have? We've got the Talon. We've got the Talon on a 7. We've got him in his front arc, it looks like. So maybe we can land something. Where's Ash? Ash taking fire on the left side from the Talon. Turn fire on 8s. And 8s as well. We'll go 7 heat over, trying to take out the Talon. I really want him dead this turn if we could. Tsubasa, Shadowhawk 2C on 13s, at the Locust 2C on 10s, at the Nighthawk on 9s. The light on, but he's Nighthawk on 8s. 8s is our best shot, so we'll take that. We'll stop at 2 heat over. And Stalker Stalker has the Locust on 11s, has the Shadowhawk on 14s, the Crab on 11s, Nighthawk on 10. Let's see if we can't do something to this Locust. We'll do the 2 larges, we'll do some mediums, we'll do some SRMs. We'll go LRMs on the... Yeah, we'll throw in 1 set of LRMs on the Nighthawk just to be heat neutral. Alright, let's see what the damage is. The Talon missing Ash on 8s. That's a relief. Poser at the Talon hits him in the right leg with a PBC down to 1 structure. The Nighthawk missing the Stalker. Ash at the Talon hits him in the left arm twice, critting on a medium laser. Hit him in the right torso with a small pulse laser, but did not follow up that leg hit, which is unfortunate. Would have liked to have tagged him in the right leg for just 1 more point. Tsubasa at the Nighthawk hits him in the right arm and the right leg critical for no effect. The Shadowhawk at the Stalker with 2 medium pulse lasers hits him in the left arm and the right torso for 7 each. And 2 pairs of SRMs, the right arm and the legs, down to 19 on that left leg. Stalker at the Locust hits it in the left torso with a large laser, glancing blow for 4 damage. Medium laser to the left leg takes no damage because it's behind cover. Medium laser glancing off the left torso down to 2. Nighthawk missing on 11s and 9s. The Crab hitting the Stalker in the right arm and right torso with ER large laser fire. Right torso is down to 9 armor. Mauna Kea missing on 10s and 12s. The Locust at the Stalker hits him in the right arm for 10, and 3 each to the center torso and left leg. Mauna Kea missing the Nighthawk on 10s. Stalker took 40 plus, needs a 7, gets an 8. Talon took 20 plus, needs a 6, gets a 9. No physical attacks, I assume. Ash is at 7 heat. Tsubasa is at 2. The Shadowhawk is up to 3. Everyone else is running cool. We have 1 initiative, but we are going first within our team, so it's kind of like we lost initiative. We're at 92.25% of our forces. Primary outforce down to 65.2% of theirs. With 9,000 points remaining, which is about where we started at. Thumpers landing next turn. Where? Hoser. I'd like to get eyes on the Crab, the Nighthawk, and the Shadowhawk up there. But maybe after they move. How about we move the Stalker into the heavy woods and kind of turn a little bit. Ash, let's keep you moving towards the edge of the map. Talon is going to be a pain. He catches us in the right torso, we'll lose the arm, which is unfortunate. So we want to keep our left side to him if we can. Tsubasa, can we back up Ash a bit? Yeah, let's do that. And then last but not least, Hoser can get eyes on the Crab. And the Shadowhawk, it looks like, from where he is. And the Shadowhawk hasn't moved yet. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, the Talon is firmly behind Ash, which is not good. Actually, I guess it's not bad. He has more armor on her back than her front right now. Hoplite needs a 7 to avoid bogging down, gets a 2. Needs a Talon needs a 5 for moving backwards, gets a 7. The Shylon flies off the map without doing anything. The Karnov and the Thumpers all do damage to the terrain, but nothing else. Alright, Hoser. We've got the Crab on 4s. We've got the Shadowhawk on 10s. We've got the Nighthawk on 6s. The Nighthawk is already down to 2 lasers. The Crab is also down to 2 lasers, but they're both large. Yeah, we'll take the 4s. We'll throw in a 7, and we'll throw in an 8. Yeah, we'll do that. Tsubasa at the Talon on 8s. Let's see if we can land a hit on him, and we'll throw in a 10 as well, because now's a good time to be burning that. Ash is going to just torso twist, because nothing is in our front arc. And the Stalker has the Shadowhawk on 13. How? 4 for gunnery, plus the snowfall is 5, 6, 7 for running, 8, 9, 10 for his movement, 11, 12, 13 for woods. That, I guess, makes sense. We've got the Locust. We've got the Locust on 11, so we'll throw a couple mediums at that. Throw an SRM at that. And can we throw anything at the Talon while we're at it? We got him on 15, so basically no. We might land something on the Locust, but probably not a lot. They definitely outmaneuvered us this turn. We are not getting good shots on them. The Talon missing Ash on 7s, fortunately. Hoser at the Crab hits it in the right arm, the right torso, and the left torso. Right torso is down to 3 structure, left arm is destroyed and transferred into the center torso. Large laser to the right torso blows off his right arm as well. That Crab is down to a medium and a small laser, so he is much less of a threat. Blackjack at the Talon missing on 8s and 10s, the Nighthawk missing on a 10, the Shadowhawk at the Stalker hits him in the right torso and the center torso. Right torso is down to 2. SRMs to the right leg and right torso down to 0 there. The Stalker at the Locust missing on 11s. The Crab at Hoser's right hits him in the right arm and the left arm for 8 and 4 down to 16 and 20. And the Locust 2C hits Ash in the right torso with an ER large laser, which blows off her right arm and destroys her engine. Dang. Yeah, the Crab was declawed, for sure. But not before he could do some serious damage. 12 points to your ride. Then the Locust. Man. Alright, well, Ash's ride is going to need rebuilding. The Crab needs a 7, gets a 7. Oh, we've got snow on the map now. Alright, Hoser's at 3 heat, Tsubasa is at 5, the Shadowhawk is at 1 heat, the Crab is at 1 heat. We've lost initiative and we're going first. We've got 2 Shilones deploying on round 12, which is in 2 turns. We're down to 72.4% of our forces. They're down to 59.5% of theirs. Excuse me. Alright, Thumpers landing next turn. Hoser would like a shot at the Shadowhawk if he could, but that thing is just so evasive. I never want to pilot an archer in MegaMek. Princess hates them. I agree, and I don't know what the deal is, but it's definitely a thing. Can we back up to these heavy woods so we don't get swarmed? Let's see. Tsubasa can jump into these heavy woods to try to protect the wasp, or no? these heavy ones to try to protect the wasp. And Hoser could shoot at the crab. There's not much point. Shadowhawk hasn't moved yet. The locust hasn't moved yet. How about we just get into these woods and face this direction? Or better yet, this direction. Alright, the Shadowhawk did not go very far, it looks like. Hopefully we're not about to lose the Stalker, because he is right up in our face. The Hoplite tries to break free of the terrain, needs a 6, gets a 6. Hoplite needs a piloting check to avoid bogging down, he needs a 7, gets a 7. Wasp tries to stand up, needs an 11, gets a 10, takes 2 to the right arm, needs an 11 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets the 11. And the Shadowhawk 2C needs a 5 for moving backwards, gets the 5. Alright, artillery. What damage hast thou wrought? Terrain. Alright, Hoser. Do we have a shot on anyone? We've got the Hoplite. He's in withdrawal. Got him on 3s though. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We reactivate him, get him back into the fight, and he heads at someone with that PPC. That's what. The only shot we've got. Is it worth the kill? Is it worth taking the chance? We've got the heat for it, for sure. Yeah, we'll take some shots at him on 3s, and we'll do 3s and a 5. The leg-mounted lasers are good for anything this turn. Tsubasa at the Talon has him on 9s. That'll be all the 9s, please. That puts us 4 heat over. That is fine. It's not 5, so that's good enough. The Stalker has the Locust on 10s. Has the Shadowhawk on 10s. It's not a great choice. But yeah, I guess we might as well just, do we have anything we can shoot LRMs at? No, so we're going to be under heat this turn. Alright. Let's see what we got. Hoser hits the Hoplite in the center torso and destroys it. Also hits it in the right and left torso and the right arm. So 4 for 4 this turn. The Talon hits the Wasp in the left torso rear, destroying it cleanly. Blackjack at the Talon hits it in the center torso. The left arm is destroyed, transferring it to the left torso. The Stalker at the Shadowhawk hits it in the right torso with a pair of medium lasers, down to 7 armor. Hits it with 5 SRMs, down to 5 on that right torso. Shadowhawk at the Stalker hits it in the head, forcing our first consciousness check. Hits it in the right torso, critting on a double heat sink. ER medium laser to the left arm, down to 14. SRMs to the right leg, center torso, right arm down to 6, left arm down to 10. Locust 2C hits the Stalker in the center torso for 10, hits it in the left leg and right torso for 3 each. Right torso takes another couple crits to the double heat sinks. Mount K at the Talon hits it in the center torso with 9 LRMs and kills the Talon, finally. Stalker needs a 7, gets an 8. Shadowhawk needs a 6, gets a 9. Physical attacks. The Locust kicks the Stalker in the left leg, forcing our first forcing a piloting check, which we fail. We take 9 damage to the center torso and left leg. Need to avoid a damage with a 5, get a 7. Well, that was not fair. Dang locusts. Blackjack is at 4 heat, Hoser is at 3 heat, Stalker is at 4 heat. So much for running cool that turn. Glad we didn't have any more targets. We would have been badly overheated. Round 11, we've won initiative, and yeah, it looks like we're going pretty much last. We are at 70% of our forces, primary op force down to 45.7% of theirs. Is that enough to call it a win? Never gonna live that down, getting kicked to the ground in a stalker by a locust. Yeah. For sure, that's embarrassing. Destroy or route 50%. Reserve 50%. Okay, I think we've done it. Primary op 4 down to 45%. Yeah. Let's go ahead and call it before we lose any more mechs. And this time I think we will be controlling the battlefield. Artillery lands on everyone. Artillery falls, everyone dies. Terrain. Shadowhawk takes 5 to the center torso. Locust takes 5 to the right leg. 1 armor remaining. Everyone cooled down this turn, naturally. We do always save the salvage. It'll let me. Alright. Yes, we controlled the battlefield. Stalker is heavy damage. Yeah, with 8 structure left on the right torso and armor in many locations down to just a couple of points. Hoser's Ride took a bit of a beating, took 15 points off the right torso, took some damage to the arms. The Blackjack, unscathed. Don't even think it need to reload any of its AMS. And of course, Ash lost her right torso, right arm blown off, center torso internal. We're gonna have to replace those small pulse lasers and the medium lasers, but at least the hatchet should be intact. Tugyu took 1 hit. He's gonna be injured. The Locust escaped, the Crab escaped, the Nighthawk, the Shadowhawk, and the other Nighthawk all escaped. The Hussar is inoperable. This is standard inner sphere tech. Locust 2C. Comes with an ER large laser. That is, I believe, a clan ER large laser. So yeah, we want the Locust. And the Talon is standard inner sphere. So we're not too concerned about that. The Hoplite is standard inner sphere, so we're not too worried about that. Yeah, we're just taking the Locust for now. Did we capture anyone? We killed the pilot of the Hussar. Everyone else got away, apparently. The Locust 2C. That one ejected. The Talon goes to, oh, it was an NPC that killed the Talon. It was one of the Mauna Keas. The Locust 2C, I believe that one goes to... That was on the left side of the map. That was Stalker, if I want to say. So we'll give Tugyu that kill. Hoser gets the other 2, the Hoplite and the Hussar. Forced withdrawal, we did that. Preserve, we did that. Preserve, we did all that. So yeah, this is a victory. a hard fought and badly battled victory, but a victory. So we are 3 out of 5 on the briefing room. We got 67,000 Seabills for the Stalker's damage, 12,000 for Hoser's Ride, 136 for the Archer. And we picked up a Locust 2C, which we are going to scrap. And we want that ER large laser. And maybe some Clan Pharaoh fibrous armor. Yasrudin. Yasrudin needs some more XP. Yasrudin needs to become a regular and then a veteran, like ASAP. Let's give him some extra time times 3. We'll make those 5s. That'll be there, and there, and there, and there. Okay. The head, Endosteel. Let's get that down to 4 if we can. We'll have B do that on a 4. We'll save the arms and legs and stuff, the double heat sinks, the ER large laser, the clan engine. This is all going to be times 4 stuff. Except the actuators, I think we can have Ratnabala do those at times 3. Knock those out, I think, 2 at a time. The gyro should be a standard gyro, so we can have, I think, a regular do that at this rate. We'll have Bill Pirunin do that on a 4. 200 fusion engine, clan tech. We'll have George Valdez should be able to do that in about 2 days. Yeah, we'll do that in a day and a half with George Valdez. The ER large laser. We'll have Fred Modry do that on a 4. Nice. And the double heat sink. We'll have Penny do the double heat sink. We'll have Chris do the small pulse laser. Alright, so all that's left is armor, parts, and actuators, besides the engine and gyro, which are being worked on. Is there anyone else we want to give some XP to? About Sosik or Vernita? No, Sosik, definitely. We'll have Sosik knock out an actuator. We'll have Kai knock out an actuator. We'll have Vernita do these armors. Like, why not? And the left arm, we can have somebody start on that. How about Lonnie can do that on a 3. The left torso. I'll have Ediborg. We'll have Elena do that on a 3. And the right leg is just waiting on its actuator out. And then we can take everything off. Okay, so the engine and gyro should be done tomorrow. We can get the right leg off tomorrow. Well, that was fun. I don't think there's anything left to be explored on this side of the map. Do we have... Alright, so Tonga, Galatea, and Mariana are all still deployed. That's fine. We'll go ahead. Maintain you. Which one? Tech crew. We've got the Locust. Oliver Costa. Why are you doing maintenance on an archer that's being refitted? We cannot. Oliver is also working on the archer. Mark III, the Angler. Okay. Oliver Costa. It's Oliver Costa. Okay. We're going to assign you to no units, and then we're going to assign you to the Angler. There we go. All right, all set, ready to go. Let's do this. And yes, this time. All right, personnel market updated on Monday, December 17th. We've got a green soldier in charge of a foot ballistic rifle. We're not interested. We got the clan engine out, we got the gyro out, we got the upper leg actuator. We've got a bunch of refits. We've got a 4P Mark II ready tomorrow. And a new scenario pursuit will occur in 4 days. On the 21st. Us and a spider against Hussar, a Locust 2C. That's the one I hate. 4 in the left arm, 4 in the right arm. For 5 damage each. That is 40 damage out of a 20-ton mech. Consistently. Another Hussar, a Vixen, and a Sentinel 3L. Which has an Ultra Autocannon 5 and a Streak SRM2 and a small laser. So the Sentinel is not really a big deal. The question is, what lance are we going to send? Why is it going to be Aleutian? Yeah, I think Aleutian lance is the one to send against these guys. What's the map look like? Mountain tourist town. Clear, calm, daylight, light fog. Reach the far edge of the map or destroy 50% of the pursuing force. The spider 5K. Which one's the 5K? Machine guns in the arms. Medium laser in the center torso. Machine gun ammo in the center torso. Heat sink in the head. Okay, so medium laser and 2 machine guns. Probably gives up some armor to do it. 6s and 5s. I'm not sure offhand. Armed and armored. Intel for the Op 4 indicates a larger, more well-equipped force. I don't know about that. It's 1 star. Granted, the Vixen is super elite pilot, but it only has an Ultra Autocannon 2 and ER mediums and a couple machine guns. Ultra 2, ER mediums, 2 machine gun, 4 machine guns. I don't think this is gonna be as rough of a match as we're used to. They're only bringing 6,000 units. 6,000 points worth of units. Oh, because we're supposed to be bringing our light field guns. That's why. Wouldn't be a fair match if we did what they told us to, so we're not gonna do that. Alright, let us have Jasruden 11. Alright, who can we spare for like 3 days to get this right leg off? Edeborg? Maybe, maybe not. No, Edeborg is going to be putting time in on the archer. Center torso, we can have Fred do that. Small pulse laser, we can have, I guess Fred can probably do that as well. We're gonna salvage the engine out. That's gonna be an Edeborg job. She can do that today. Place mech right torso. We can get that started today as well. We can do that on a 5. We've got some armor. We can have some veterans or Loney actually doing those. All right. So, next step is repairing the engine. left torso, clan endosteel. Who do we have? Ratnabala? No. B can do that on a 5, maybe? Yes, yes she can. The 350 XL engine, we can have Chris do that on a 5 over the course of like 3 days. And then a small pulse laser, we can have Doodles do that on a 1. Alright, so the Locust is just waiting on its right leg. We can have Penny start on that. That'll take her like 3 days. The Stalker is going to need its right torso fixed up. You can have Elena do that over today and tomorrow. The rest is all ammo and reloads. And, oh yeah, the double heat sinks that all got smashed. We can have regular techs do the heat sinks if they... Yeah, he had a learning experience. A learning moment. A teachable moment is what I mean. Ratnabala will do some reloading, and then it's just armor from there. Salmon can replace that armor. Vikna or Veronica. Actually, Shasta has the most XP. On a 6? Barely. For sure. 10 minutes left. That's not enough to do anything, so we will have Veronica pick up where she left off on a 1. And on the 3. Anacito, maybe? Do this one, or not. B can do this one, yes, he can. George can do the big job, and then Guillaume can do this job. Okay. So the Stalker's just waiting on its right torso to be fixed. Holzer's ride has a little bit of stuff needing to be done, but it won't be bad because it's all in really good shape. 3, do this in like halftime. Yeah. Okay, so the Locust is gonna get sold tomorrow or the next day. The Stalker is almost done. The Archer is gonna be a little bit. Going on to December the 18th, unmaintained units. Yes, I know. Maintenance on the Warhammer Mark IV. Rapidly improving. Love to see it. We got the right torso fixed on the Stalker, so that can be moved out of the repair bay. Edeborg still working on the Archer's right torso. Penny still working on the right leg of the Locust. Chris still working on repairing that XL engine. Stalker is complete. 4P Mark II. That is the 75-ton Stalker. That one has 38 double heat sinks, 2 large lasers, 4 mediums. Drops one of the LRM-10s. But we can put this into mothballs, I think. We'll have Ratnabala do that. Let's see, the Marauder will be done in 6 more days, so that's cool. Or at least it'll be ready for its roll then. In the repair bay, we've got Archer gonna be a little bit, and Locust gonna be a little bit. In the infirmary, we've got... Oh, Tugiu needs to be actually getting taken care of. So yeah, that kind of important. Should have done that earlier. Let's see, in the warehouse, we've got the XL engine being worked on. I think we're ready to advance to the 19th. Maintenance on the Sholagar. Pristine quality. The right torso on the Archer is replaced. The right leg is salvaged off the Locust. failed to fix the 350 XL engine. Who can knock that out the fastest? Borg. No, Edeborg is gonna need at least 3 days to do it. Elena can do it on a 5. We do have a spare engine in case it goes badly. Yeah, we'll have Elena do that. And then we'll have, I guess, Edeborg start working on that on a 6. Yeah. Edeborg, start on that. Let's see. Repair bay. Oh, we can still reattach the right arm. We can have Loney start on that on a 4 because it's in really good shape. We'll have medium lasers. We can have some regulars do those. Small pulse lasers. And the armor. We'll have Big Knock knock out the armor real quick. Regulars can start on the medium lasers on 5s. It's fine if they break one because medium lasers are cheap and easy to get. Well, pulse lasers I'm a little more concerned with, so we'll have George and Malika do those. And then the engine, Fred Modry can do that in a day and a half, hopefully. Because we do have a spare engine lying around, fortunately. Okay, so that is the 19th. That mission again was on the 21st, so we've got another day we can advance. Maintenance on the Stuka. Seeing some mid-grade stuff. The armor is not in the best shape. We did fix the Archer completely. Elena is still working on the XL engine. Edeborg is still working on the right leg from the clan mech. And that said, tomorrow, actually, hold on. There's the look. We can sell that for 5,000 Seabills. Alright, moving on to the 21st. Unresolved cancel. Hostile force detected. Mountain tourist town. Deployment date is today. Event escape a superior pursuing enemy force. We were going to send illusions. Being basically our smallest lance that we have. We'll go ahead and commit to that. We could include some field gunners or a wheeled scout gun, but we're not going to. Instead, we're going to advance the day. Pursuit is today. Deploy a force from your TOE. Fix the 350 engine. We fixed the right leg. The Stalker is going to be a while. The Archer is going to be 21 days. The Mackie is going to be a couple months. The Marauder is only going to be a few more days. The Zeus is going to be a few weeks. Okay, so Aleutian Lance. That is Ruby in the Cronus, Vernita in the Wolverine, Mark 5.5, which we haven't used in a while. Got the LB-10X, the SRM-4, or SRM-6, and 4 medium lasers. We've got the Quick Draw, piloted by Zero Chew, which has a large laser, 4 mediums, and an SRM-6, Endosteel and ferrofibrous. And Hadi van den Uden in the Spider that has 4 medium lasers and a small, due to the XL engine. Also has maxed armor, which is nice. So we can briefing room. Okay. Let's check out this mountain tourist town. I'm showing that we have about 20 minutes left in today's stream, so we might actually get a start on this. We'll see. We have one reroll remaining. It is like fog. Alright, with a pair of spiders. That's funny. Alright. So Clan Wolf primary op 4. Let's give them some camo. We'll go Beta Galaxy for them. And the House Officer. Go Freeman again. Alright, let's check out this map. I'm seeing a fair amount of woods, but not an overwhelming amount. I'm seeing quite the big mountain, quite a town in the middle. Yeah, there's going to be some elevation here, and if it's foggy out, we're not going to have the best sight lines. Let's see, everyone's deploying in the north. We're actually deploying on round 3. They're deploying on round 1 and round 3, and the Hussars and the Vixen are deploying at the start of the match. Let's go ahead, we'll just configure this guy. We'll move as a unit. Everyone deploys on round 3. Sure. Yeah. Let's do it. Oh, I forgot we had a house officer that needs to survive. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let me just set him to also move with us so he doesn't get annihilated. Compact display, battle value, spider and spider. Configure. Okay, fine. Configure. Deployment. Round 3. Okay. Configure. Deployment. Round 3. Okay. House officer was a Freeman. Where are we at? Oh, there. And Wolf. Beta Galaxy, sure. Okay. Once more with gusto. Alright, round 3, everyone's deploying. Give them a couple turns to do their thing. Alright, initiative and deployment. Oh, wow. Okay, so the spider and the hussar are both in this hex, which I don't know how they did that. But yes, let us Sentinel, pair of hussars, the Vixen, the Locust. I think the Vixen is actually our biggest bad, being the 0-1 pilot. Followed by probably... No, the Locust is definitely our big bad. The autocannon 2 is not that scary. 8 ER small lasers is scary. We'll have the quick draw deploy over... Oh. on. Maybe I should have had him back up a little bit. Like no. We'll have the Cronus deploy here. The Wolverine can deploy here. And the Spider will deploy here and try to catch some back shots on these guys. Oh, the Spider was not evasive. They're going to gang up on him so bad. Oh, and we're moving slow. Can we get in the back of this Hussar? Or where? Look to see. Yeah, I want to get in the back of the Locust. See what we can do from there. The Spider will jump over here and take on the Hussar. Alright, Wolverine at the Locust 2C on a 9. If we land it, that would be great, but I don't think we will. We've got some 11s and another 11. That puts us still under our heat limit. Let's see. Quick draw has the Hussar on 7s, the Locust on 9s. That's not a difficult choice. 7s and 9s, here we come. We'll skip one of the mediums to get in some SRMs. Hussars have paper thin armor, as we've said. The Spider at this Hussar on 7s, that's going to be bloody everything. And Stiletto at the Locust in the back on 6s and 4. Yeah, I'll go 5 heat over for that. Alright, the Sentinel at the House Officer Spider hits him in the right torso for 5, down to 1 armor. The Spider at the Locust, missing on 8s. The Vixen at the Cronus hits her in the center torso with an ER medium laser, and the right torso with a machine gun at extreme range. Ultra Autocannon 2 to the left torso, down to 19 armor there. Wolverine at the Locust, missing on 9s and 11s, did land 2 SRMs to the right arm. Nice. The Hussar at the Wolverine hits him in the right arm for 8, down to 10. The quick draw at the Hussar hits him in the right and left leg with medium laser fire, critting on his hip. That Hussar is gonna be toast. That's number 111. Locust 2C. Firing medium pulse laser at the Spider, hits him in the left arm. ER smalls to the left torso, left leg, left arm destroyed. Left torso internal, left leg down to 3 structure. Right leg down to 1 armor. Left torso down to 1 structure, critting on 3 jump jets. Left leg destroyed, left torso destroyed. Center torso down to 7 armor. Our Spider at the Hussar hits him in the right leg, critting on the upper leg and lower leg. Hits him in the left torso, critting on his engine. Hits him in the right torso with a small laser, leaving him with 0 armor. Alright, 111. Missing the Spider on a 5. Stiletto at the Locust 2C. Hits him in the left leg with an ER large, glancing blow. Medium pulse lasers to the left and right torso rear. Medium pulse laser to the right arm, critting on one of his lasers. SRM 4 to the right torso rear, critting on 2 double heat sinks and blowing off half of his guns. And an SRM transferring into the center torso rear, leaving him with 0 armor. Spider 5K automatically falls, takes 3 to the right arm, needs a 12 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 7, needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets an 11. Hussar 111 needs a 7 to stay standing, gets a 4, takes 3 to the left leg, leaving it with 1 structure. Pilot needs a 7 to avoid hurting themselves, gets a 9. The Locust 2C needs a 5, gets a 9. The Hussar 113 needs an 8, gets a 6. Falls down, takes 3 damage to the left arm, critting on its hand. Needs an 8 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 2. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 10. And we can kick the Hussar, the one that is prone, on a 6. We can kick the Locust 2C in the back on a 4. Yeah, we'll do that twice. Alright, so the Spider at the Hussar kicks him in the right arm, leaving him with 1 structure. Cronus at the Locust kicks him in the right leg, critting on his foot, kicks him in the right leg, destroying him by transferring into the center torso rear. So, 2 kicks to the back of the Locust 2C, and he is down and out. Unfortunately, our house officer is down to 37.8% of his point value. Surprised the Spider didn't explode? Yeah, I know. He's about to, though. Especially with those thumpers incoming. Oh, he is in trouble. So we've still got a Sentinel, a pair of Hussars, and the Vixen. We'll have the Cronus jump into these heavy woods, facing that way, I think. The Wolverine jump into this foliage, facing that way. We'll have the quick draw. Maybe wait. This Hussar is in what? Is he missing a leg or anything? Oh, he's almost missing legs. We could hit him with some SRMs. Yeah, we'll just run. We're not evasive, but we have the armor, I think. The Spider. That Hussar must be crippled in withdrawing, yeah. So we will jump in front of this Hussar, I think. Spider tries to get up and falls on his left arm, which transfers to the left torso rear, which transfers to the center torso rear. Leaves them with 1 armor. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 3. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 11. Hussar needs an 8 to get up, rolls a 5, takes 3 to the right arm, which transfers to the right torso, which crits on his engine and large laser. Needs an 8 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 8. Tries again and actually succeeds. And then Hussar 111 tries to get up and falls on his left leg, destroying it and transferring into the left torso. So he is 111 is toast. Vixen takes 5 damage to the head from artillery, forcing her first consciousness check. Spider takes 5 to the center torso. Hussar takes 5 to the left arm. Everyone kind of getting hurt from that. Alright, so the Vixen is hiding out where he can't really be seen. We do have Sentinel on 6s. We've got the Hussar on 7s. It's going to be 6s and 8s. That's going to be just straight 7s. The Sentinel has pretty weak armor. Let's go ahead. We'll take the 6s and the 8s. Yeah. The quick draw at the Vixen on 9s. Definitely a priority target there. We'll do 11s and an 11, putting us 1 heat over. The Spider, the Hussar on 8s, or the Vixen on 10s. That's going to be the 8s. Out of 10. Be heat neutral. Stiletto. Fortunately, does not have extended torso twist. We can get the Sentinel on a 5. Oh, it's a Cronus, not a Wolverine. Alright, let's see what happens. Wolverine hits the Sentinel in the chest with the LB-10X down to 0 armor. Hits him in the left leg with a medium laser. Hits him with 4 SRMs. Almost critting on that center torso. The Sentinel at the Wolverine hits him in the right arm critical, critting on his hand. The quick draw at the Vixen on 9s and 11s, missing with everything. The Vixen at the quick draw on 5s hits the left and right torso. Would have been the head, but we re-rolled that with edge, down to 11 armor in both of those locations. Ultra Autocannon 2 to the left torso, down to 9 armor, and then jams on a pair of snake eyes. Spider Mark III at the Hussar on 8, hits him in the center torso, critting on his engine, hits him in the left torso, leaving him with 3 structure. Cronus at the Sentinel, hits it in the right torso, critting on its jammed streak SRM2. Sentinel needs a 4 to stay standing, gets a 9. Nobody's doing any physical attacks. The Wolverine and Ash are the quick draw are both at 1 and 2 heat. We've won initiative, but we actually did win initiative. We're at 97%. Primary outfor is at 61%. Thumpers will be landing next turn, as well as this turn. Pilot ejected. Let's see. Wolverine will jump into this hex. We're gonna lose the spider. There's no two ways about that. It's just too badly mangled. It's prone, it's immobile, and it's under the artillery. The Vixen is gonna finish him off this turn if nothing else. So that just leaves the Vixen, the Sentinel, and the Hussar needing to be taken care of. Stiletto. And Speeder. We'll just get over here behind the Vixen. Sure, why not? Better run. Hussar destroyed by ejection. Spider falls on its right leg, takes 3 damage, 5 structure remaining. Barely avoids hurting the pilot. Sentinel and Hussar both flee the battlefield. Well, I think that's about game right there. All that's left really is the Vixen, I think. And yeah, we've got him on 7s and 11. Leto has target, and just Spider has him on 5s in the back. Alright, Wolverine hits him in the right torso down to 0 armor. Spider hits him in the left arm, center torso, rear, and left leg. Right torso, rear for 3. He's hurting. He took 20 plus. Needs a 2 to stay standing, gets a 7. And we can not punch him, not kick him, but we can punch him on 6s. Punched him in the left leg twice for 6 damage. Down to 3 armor. Alright. And they are down to 38% with 1 unit remaining. Let's go ahead and finish this up, shall we? Um, maybe we'll save the spider after all. Unless he falls on his center torso and kills himself. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 4, needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 9. I kind of wish Victoria here would just fall unconscious and stop trying to damage the mech. Wolverine at the Vixen on 9s and 11s. 8? On 8. Oh, I must have been looking at the heat buildup. Okay, well, we'll build up. No, no. Not going to build up any heat this turn. We're not going to build up any heat with Quick Draw. Stiletto does not have a target. And the spider into the back on 5s. Let's see if we can catch him in the engine or something. Wolverine missing on 9s and 11s. The Vixen hits the Wolverine in the left arm for 2. Spider hits him in the right torso rear, hits him in the left torso rear. Left torso rear again. Medium laser to the right torso rear, blows off the right arm. Critting on his center torso rear, destroyed by engine destruction. A small laser to the rear center. Alright, and that should be... Oh, we're going to have to call it manually because they still have a pilot on the field. Victory will be ours. Yes, we save the salvage. Yes, we controlled the battlefield. No, we didn't take hardly any damage. Nobody got hurt. Do we want the Vixen? That is, ER mediums in the left and right torso. Plan tech ER mediums. So yeah, I think we want the Vixen. And do we want the Locust? I think we do. That's another 7 ER small lasers. Heck yes, this is what we are here for. Pilot of the Vixen got hurt, but we did not capture her. Plan ER mediums are very nice, yes. We did not preserve the spider, but yeah, we can say we reached the far edge of the map. We call that a victory. We'll go ahead and finish up. We can save it right here because we have run just a little bit long today. Not that I mind. It's always nice to spend time with you guys, and it has been, I mean, I've missed 2 of the last 3 weeks, so. Anyway, this is where we're going to call it, though. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to my Discord is in my Twitch bio, and we will see you next week. Until then, don't forget to, have a good day, have a good week, and have a good weekend. We'll see you then. Take care.